Good morning. Welcome to Bazaar Morning Call. I'm Lata Venkatesh and with me is Anuj Singhal. Well, we are starting the day a little bit on the back foot. We don't have Sonia with us. She'll join us, of course, a little later. The other reason why we are starting on the back foot is the way the US markets have panned out. The recovery from after 10% loss on the Nasdaq over 3 days lasted all of 1 day and all of 2%, and all that got creamed off in the Thursday trading. So that's a bit of a nasty jar for technology stocks and for the risk of sentiment in general. Asia actually is mixed, and the reason why Asia is not perhaps taking too much of the negative cues from Wall Street is because Dow futures at the moment is indicating a bit of a recovery. Of course, it's been extremely volatile yesterday all through the day. If you looked for cues from Nasdaq futures or Dow futures, you would be, it would be a yo-yo kind of cue. Likewise, the dollar index is a little stronger, which again is a bit negative. So the global backdrop is not really positive, though it may not be as bad as Wall Street cues. But what about our own cues? I mean, one very big positive, which our colleague Parikshit reported about 10 minutes back, is some progress in the border talks. We will have Parikshit join us in just 5 minutes to repeat to us what he has picked up from his External Affairs Ministry sources. That could be a positive. But then the point is, when the skirmishes were going on, it did not have a negative impact on us yesterday. So whether this would be reason enough for the bulls, I'm not very sure. I'll ask Anuj about it. And the other point was the big rally we saw yesterday. Of course, a large part by Reliance, but even cats and dogs rose, Anuj. So good morning to you. And that's my question. Did we overdo yesterday's rally? So could today be payback time?
Yes, good morning, Lata. I know, and look, today is a bit of a no-trade zone. I think yesterday we spoke about the possibility of a big rally.
Yes.
And we prepared our viewers for that. But today, I think, purely from the risk-reward point of view, I think it's better to take its stock-specific approach today because, mid-caps are making a bit of a comeback. Yesterday, Reliance contributed 126 points to the overall rally of about 171 points. At one point, in fact, it was all of Nifty's gains, but towards the end, you saw Bank Nifty also make a bit of a comeback. Now, I looked at Reliance's delivery volumes. Absolute delivery was very big. I think 2,000 crore plus. Percentage was low. So, I think there's just too much fun and games happening now in this stock, Reliance. But then we've seen what happened to Tesla as well in the US. So, these things can...
Yeah, it's our technology stock.
Exactly. So, but anyway, that's one reason that you don't want, if you short this market, you will always be up against this kind of a move on Reliance. And that's always the risk of shorting in this market. But for whatever it's worth, the market defended key levels, 11,180 on the Nifty and 22,000 on the Bank Nifty. Now, those become your line in sand. So, obviously, if you buy closer to those areas, you have better risk reward. FIs bought yesterday in cash market. That's a good thing. Also, because most of these big IPOs are over now. And there was some covering in index futures as well on the short side. Market breadth also improved. So, I think today you could focus on individual stocks. My sense is that the Bank Nifty is still a bit weak. Still this overhang of the Supreme Court case which is going on. I'll talk to you, of course, about that. So that perhaps may still be a bit of an irritant. I think what perhaps may happen today is that the first dip towards 11,400 perhaps may get bought. And after that, you see if there's second dip and then you see how things go. Like you said, Dow futures are up, but the US market is showing a lot of volatility. I think this kind of volatility normally is a precursor to trend change. I think that is a risk which is opening up now. And if that's the risk in the mother market, our market also has that risk. But as of now, I think the markets, even Asian markets, have taken that in their stride and moved on. Let's see how things go. But Lata, really this thought on the Bank Nifty, because yesterday there was this this quote observation that they're looking at the interest angle and they're inclined to waive off interest on interest. Now there's this Maharshi committee report as well. So what would be the implication?
According to me, the court saying that interest on interest is penal is extremely negative. And it should not be measured only in that 15,000 crores. It is just hitting at the principles of banking, which is if you pay late, you have to pay for that time value of money. That's the basis on which banking is based. And also, whom are you punishing for whose benefit? That question has to be asked. As I always argue, what we put in the bank are tax-paid savings. So you can't again treat it as a fiscal property. But that apart, I think today the positive is that the government has appointed this panel which will look at exactly the loss to the system. And the way it was worded, it does look like they're also going to question the principles as to who is going to bear the burden, what is exactly the loss to the parties who are crying foul and asking for help. Well, this is what the government is appointed, but really, will they be able to convince the court? All these days, representatives of banks, Indian Banks Association, SBI, RBI and government have been arguing in the court. My own sense is that what this committee should do is to request the court to appoint an amicus curiae. An amicus curiae is appointed normally when the court is dealing with a very technical subject and it wants the advice of someone who belongs to that technical area. Maybe that will help. Someone who is respected by all parties, someone like a Rangarajan or a former Reserve Bank governor or a former finance expert who's respected by everyone. If he were to explain, maybe that will help. But I mean, this is just my suggestion. I hope the Maharshi committee is able to, see the things in the way they should be seen. Who is hurt and whom are you snatching from and giving to whom? If that can be placed before the court, maybe it will help. It is in any case a good development. Maybe we can have better developments in the days to come. We have time till September 28. But my point is to say that the banks will do well because of this committee is something I would flinch. Because yesterday they did anyway.
Yes.
They did well anyway in spite of what I thought was a negative observation.
Yes, they did. But if you pull out the intraday chart of the Bank Nifty, I think the Nifty ended comfortably at the highest point of the day. The Bank Nifty was well off the highest point of the day. If you can see on the screen, when the judgment came, it was almost 22,700, and then it had that sharp decline towards 22,200. Towards the end, I think the expiry factors took over and once again pulled it back above 22,400 thereabout. But the fact that it's underperforming, I think is now visible.
So maybe there is elbow room for recovery today on the basis of this news.
But now this case gets heard on what? End of
September 28.
September 28. So
there's a lot of time for fun and games.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, we'll see. But it's a good development, at least in terms of the Indian banking sector and financial stability. But like I told you, today we should perhaps look at what's coming from the border after a lot of skirmish and negative news of tensions between India and China. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi on the sidelines of the SCO meeting in Moscow, where both sides have agreed on a 5-point plan. This is what our defense correspondent Parikshit is getting us, and he's up early to tell us all the details. Good morning, Parikshit. Thank you very much for joining us this early. What are you picking up?